Is about Claude artifacts. Now you've got Claude working to make you something good. You've got a clean summary. You've got a draft that you're proud of, even maybe a little tool that you can actually use. And when you're done, you basically close the tab, you close Claude up. And a few days later, you go looking for it. You're scrolling through a pile of old chats and you can't find it. So you build it again from scratch. Well, I'm telling you, that ends today. If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Kim, and people call me the AI doctor. I help entrepreneurs put AI to work without the hype. If this is useful, subscribe so you can catch the rest of the challenge and send it to another business owner who just might need it. So here's what we are. The conversation is where the work done. That chat window is where the work gets done. The part that you walk away with and the thing that you keep and you reuse has its own name and it's called an artifact. And once you understand it, Claude stops being just a chat that you have and it becomes a place that you build. Now, artifacts do work on the free plan, Pro and Max as well. So you don't have to have a paid plan in order to use artifacts. This is the one setting that you have to make sure that is turned on. And we went over it earlier in the challenge. Click your name in the lower left-hand corner. Go to settings, then go to capabilities, and then find the toggle that says code execution and file creation. Make sure it's turned on. That is the switch that lets Claude build all of the artifacts. If yours is off, then nothing in today's video is going to show up or work for you, and you might think it's broken. So just make sure you flip that one switch. So what is an artifact in plain English? When Claude makes something small, basically a sentence or a quick answer, it just types it back to you inside of the chat. When it makes it something substantial, like the working calculator that we made earlier, or maybe even a web page or a full document or a chart, it opens it in its own window and it's right next to your conversation. That window is the artifact. An artifact is a finished piece of work that stands on its own, something that you can open, something that you can edit or keep, reuse with every client, or maybe even hand it off to someone else. Enough talking, let me show you what an artifact is and how to save them. So let me show you the whole life cycle of an artifact. From the moment that Claude makes it to the moment that you're using it, hopefully with a paying client. We're going to bring back the calculator that we built on day number 1, and we're going to use that prompt. So here it is. Build me a simple calculator I can use with clients. It takes their hourly rate and the number of hours a task eats every week. It shows what that task is costing them per month and per year. Make it clean and easy to read. And we're going to run that prompt. Now look at the right side of the screen. It didn't just answer me in a chat. It opened an entirely new window and built the tool inside of it. This window on the right is the artifact. One plain sentence, and there's a working calculator sitting next to my conversation over here on the left. Now let's give it a little bit of modification. I do not edit tools by hand. I don't have to. I simply tell the tool what I want it to do. So make the yearly number large and bold and change the header to my brand color a deep blue. Add one line under the total that reads, this is what the task costs you every year you keep doing it itself. So we're going to send that prompt in and we are going to let Claude make the changes to the calculator. All right, my changes have been made to it. All I had to do was talk to Claude and it made the changes, no code. And notice it didn't hand me a fresh blank calculator. It basically updated the calculator I already had. Now, right now, this calculator lives inside this one chat. And if I wanted to use it over and over again, I'd have to search through all of my chats to find it. If I wanted in my library, where I can grab it for any client without digging through old conversations, I can click on publish, and that will pin it to my artifacts section in the sidebar. And it gives me a link so I can share it with someone else. So the way that we do this is come up to the upper right-hand corner, up near copy, click the drop-down arrow, and click on publish artifact. It's going to give us a name, publish this artifact. We'll make it accessible to anyone on the internet. We have the task cost calculator, and we're going to publish and copy the link. All right. So if I copy the link and I open up a brand new browser window and paste that link in it, I can go directly to this artifact. Here it is. I can use this calculator any way I see fit. I can send it to a client so that they can use it. We can make changes to it. We can change the hourly rate to $200. We can change the hours per week to 3, and it's going to calculate. This is what the task is costing you. So we know that it works. Coming back over to Claude, now, publish on a personal plan means public. Anyone with the link can open it. So for this calculator, that's fine. This isn't any kind of secret information. It's only doing math on numbers that I type in. There's no client information living inside it, so I can keep it, I can reuse it, and again, I can even send it to someone else. So where does it live? If we come over here to the left-hand side, we can come over and we can see artifacts. I can open up my artifacts and now we can see it right here. So I don't have to go and search for it every time I want to use it. And if we click on it, the entire experience is opened up again. I can make more modifications to it, or I can even just use the actual calculator. So here's the payoff. We're here in the calculator, and I'm going to put in real numbers for a client. You've already met this client earlier in the challenge. Her name is Renee, and she owns a wedding floral studio and spends her evenings formatting proposals by hand. On average, she spends about 6 hours a week on this task, and she absolutely hates it. So let's see how much that's costing her per year. So we have her hourly rate of $100 an hour, and it takes her 6 hours per week. And as we can see, it costs $31,200 per year for her to do a task that she really could delegate to artificial intelligence. But an artifact isn't always a calculator. You can also create documents and make them artifacts as well. So here we are with the prompt, write a one-page welcome message for new members of my coaching program, Momentum. Warm and direct, short sentences, no hype. Tell them what to expect in week 1 and how to reach me. So we're going to run that prompt. All right, now we have our welcome letter. And this is a letter that I know that I'm going to want to refer to over and over again. So we save it as an artifact. Same process. We come up to the upper right-hand corner, we click on the drop down, and we publish the artifact. We're going to get this Momentum Welcome MD, and then we can publish and copy the link. And now, whenever someone joins my Momentum Mastermind or my Momentum program, I can send them directly to the link for this email. The only way to save an artifact into your library is to publish it. And again, publishing makes it public to anyone with the link. So here's the rule. Publish the tools and the templates that are safe for the world to see. The calculator, a blank welcome note, maybe even a pricing worksheet with no names in it. Don't publish an artifact that has a real client's numbers, a contract, or anything confidential that's built inside it, because public really does mean public. There's a private team only way to share, but it only lives on the business and enterprise plans, not the personal ones. So make sure that you are matching the tool to the work, same day, same as every day this week. So a few ways to put this to work. A client tool that you will reuse forever. So like a calculator, a quiz, a checklist. You build it once, you publish it, and you can open it and send it to other people. What about that template that you keep rewriting over and over again? A welcome message, a proposal skeleton, a standard reply. If you keep those things as artifacts and you just edit a copy each time instead of starting from a blank page, the simple resource that you give away. What about your worksheets or your lead magnets or your planners that things that your audience opens from a link? No account, no friction. They don't have to have a Claude account. All they have to do is go to the link that you give them. Very way to stay useful and stay top of mind. Something else, a summary that you actually keep, notes, a plan, a breakdown that you're going to reference again. An artifact is where it stops getting lost in that left side chat. So anything that you make once and reach for over and over and over again belongs in an artifact. So this has been day number 7. The conversation is where you work. The artifact is what you keep and use. Claude opens it in its own window. You change it by asking. And when you publish, it lands in your library to reuse over and over again. On a personal plan, publishing is public, so keep client data out of anything that you publish. Build it once and use it for everyone. So, coming tomorrow, well, basically everything so far that you've learned, you've been the one driving. You send in a prompt, Claude responds. You refine, you keep the result. Tomorrow that changes. Day 8 is Claude Cowork, and that's where you hand Claude an entire job instead of just going one prompt at a time and let it work through the steps while you go off and do something else. We've been giving Claude tasks. Tomorrow we give it an entire project. So, your homework assignment for today is to open Claude, check that code execution and file creation is on, and build one artifact that you're actually going to use. It can be a calculator, a checklist, a template. It's your pick. Change it once by asking and then publish it with nothing private inside, remember, and keep the link. When you've done that, come tell the Facebook group what you built or let me know below and whether or not you would actually use it with the client. The first artifact that you choose to keep usually points straight at the task that you are tired of doing over and over again. Please help. Please subscribe to our channel so the rest of the challenge comes straight to you. And also share it with another entrepreneur who keeps rebuilding the same thing from scratch and can't seem to find it in their chats. Gonna say ciao for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.